Start at the root, right between the eyes. Down the dorsum nasi where the bridge lies. The apex is the tip and the ala is the wing. The nares are the nostrils where the air comes in. Through the vestibule chamber lined with squamous cells. That's the entrance to the place where the odors dwell.
The respiratory system helps us breathe and get oxygen into the body. Nasal cavity filters, warms, and moistens the air we inhale.
Ferry is a passenger for air, food, and liquids. Larynx or voice pod let us talk and protect the airway. Next is trachea or windpipe carry air to the lungs. Bronchi are two main tubes that lead to each lung. Bronchioles are smaller branches inside the lungs. Alveoli are tiny air sacs where oxygen goes into the blood and carbon dioxide. Lungs hold the alveoli and are the main breathing organs. Diaphragm muscle that move up and down to help air in and out.
Breathing doesn't stop with inhaling and exhaling. The real magic happens deep inside your lungs, where oxygen and carbon dioxide swap places. So let's simplify gas exchange. When you inhale, air enters through your nose or mouth, travels down your pharynx and larynx, passes through the trachea, basically the windpipe, and then splits into the right or left bronchi, which I call the branches of the lungs. Now the bronchi branch into smaller bronchioles that end at the alveoli. Fancy words for millions of tiny air sacs where gas is actually exchanged. We have an alveolus that is actually wrapped in tiny blood vessels called capillaries. This is where oxygen moves from the air you breathe into your bloodstream, and where CO2, that carbon dioxide, moves out of your blood into the alveoli. Carbon dioxide, basically your wasted gas, moves from the blood into the alveolus to finally be exhaled.
Respiratory system just same as delivery service.
Lung or atmosphere is the warehouse where the O2 is picked up.
Blood or circulation as the transport system moving the O2.
And the cell as the customer who consume the O2 and leave out the trash as CO2 to be picked up.
Today, we are going to explain about the mechanics of ventilation. Ventilation occurs in two processes, inspiration and exhalation. Inspiration is an active process. It occurs when the thoracic volume increases. The diaphragm contracts and moves downward. The extended intercostal muscle contracts, so it causes the ribs to move upward and the thoracic cavity becomes large. Alveolar pressure decreases. Atmospheric pressure is higher, so air enters the lungs.
But expiration is a passive process. The diaphragm relaxes and moves upward. The external intercostal muscle relaxes, causing the ribs to move downward and inward. The thoracic cavity becomes smaller. Alveolar pressure increases and exceeds atmospheric pressure, so air is pushed out of the lungs.
In summary, inspiration increases thoracic volume and allows the air to enter the lungs, while expiration decreases the thoracic volume and pushes out the air from the lung.
Why is my breathing faster after climbing stairs? Who actually controls our breathing? Breathing does not happen randomly. It is controlled by the respiratory center in the brain. Hello, I'm the respiratory center. I located at medulla oblongata and palm. What is your function? My function is to control the rate and the depth of the breath all the time. I'm the dorsal respiratory group. I set the passive breathing rate. I send signals to the diaphragm and external intercostal muscle so that inspiration occurs. The RG is active during normal breathing. I'm exercising. My breathing is getting faster. Now it's my turn. I'm the ventral respiratory group. I'm active during forceful breathing. I stimulate both of inspiratory and expiratory muscle to increase the strength of inhalation and exhalation. I am pneumotoxic sensor. I shorten inspiration. This makes the breathing rate faster. I'm anostic sensor. I prolong inspiration. This causes deep inhalation.
Both sensors are located in the pons and they regulate the breathing pattern.
The level of carbon dioxide in the blood has increased. What happens when carbon dioxide increases? I send signal to respiratory center. This causes breathing to become faster and deeper.
Chemoreceptors are divided into two groups. The first one is central chemoreceptors. It responds to carbon dioxide and pH changes. The second one is peripheral chemoreceptors. It responds to low oxygen levels.
Signals from the brain are transmitted through the nerve, from phrenic nerve to diaphragm and from intercostal nerve to intercostal muscle.
This is known as neuroregulation of respiration.
Now I understand. Our breathing is controlled by the brain, the nerve, and chemical changes in our blood.
This is the regulation of respiration. Even without us realizing it, our body works continuously.
Doctor, I feel tired very easily, and sometimes I feel like short in breath. What is happening to my body?
Oh, I understand your concern. Feeling tired and short of breath indicate that your body not getting enough oxygen or that waste gases are not removing efficiently. Right, doctor?
Yes, oxygen is very important because your cell need it to produce energy. Without energy, you cannot carry out respiration efficiently, which makes you feel tired.
But how does oxygen enter my blood?
When you breathe in oxygen into your lungs and reach the alveoli, so oxygen concentration from the alveoli are higher than the oxygen concentration from the blood. So that's why oxygen from the alveoli diffuse into the capillaries.
The wall of alveoli is very thin and surrounded by capillaries, making it easy for oxygen to enter the blood. Most of oxygen will bind with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin to be transported throughout your body.
Oh, then what happens when the blood reaches my tissue?
When blood reaches the tissues, the oxygen concentration in the cells are lower than the oxygen concentration in the blood. So that's why oxygen from the blood diffuse into the cells. This releasing oxygen is very important because our cells need constant oxygen to function properly.
Inside the cell, oxygen is used for cellular respiration to produce energy. During this process, carbon dioxide is produced as a waste product. This carbon dioxide then diffuses out from the cell and enter the blood to be transported back to the lungs.
Then, how does carbon dioxide is removed from my body?
Most of the carbon dioxide that diffuses into the blood will be transported as bicarbonate ion in the plasma. Some of it will bind with hemoglobin and in small amount will be transported directly into the blood.
Exactly. In red blood cell, carbon dioxide reacts with water to become bicarbonate ion. This process allows large amount of carbon dioxide to be carried easily in the blood.
If that's the case, what will happen when the blood reaches my lung again?
When blood arrives the lung, the process will become reversed. Carbon dioxide from the blood will diffuse into the alveoli. This is because carbon dioxide concentration in the blood is higher than the carbon dioxide concentration in the alveoli.
The bicarbonate ion will then converted into carbon dioxide in the red blood cell. This carbon dioxide then move into alveoli and be exhaled when you breathe out to maintain your blood pH normal.
Oh, now I understand. Oxygen gives energy to my body and carbon dioxide is removed to keep me healthy.
Exactly. A proper balancing of oxygen intake and carbon dioxide removal is very essential to maintaining a normal body function.
That's why healthy lung and healthy red blood cells are very important to make sure your body get enough oxygen and can remove waste efficiently.
I see. Thank you, doctor.
Okay.
having trouble breathing, right? It's okay, it's okay. Trust me, I'm a doctor. I will help you. Huh? What kind of place is this? Don't worry. Right now, we're inside your body. To be precise, inside your respiratory system. What? How did you... Alright, let's take this chance to understand your lungs.
Lung volume is the basic amount of air that moves in or out of the lungs. The lung capacity is the combination of two or more lung volumes. So when we are in the normal breathing, the graph is something like this. When you breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out in the normal state. So when you breathe in, there are still amount of air that you can inhale more, which is the extra air that can inhale from the normal. So it's like this. This range is the extra air you can inhale. So normal range, normal range, normal range. So when the graph is like this is the extra air you can exhale. And the normal range is like this. Okay, so as I talked before, the tidal volume is the amount of air inhaled or exhaled during normal breathing. So for this case, this is our TV, tidal volume, because this is the amount of air during inhale or exhale during the normal breathing, the normal range. And for the IRV is the extra air that can be inhaled after a normal inspiration. This is our normal range, alright? So inhale means you breathe in, so it's something like here. This is the extra air that can you inhale after a normal, so it's our IRV. After that, ERV is the extra air that can be exhaled after a normal range, a normal expiration. So the ERV is something like here. And the last one, RV, is the air remaining in the lung after the maximum. Here is our maximum. So here is our RV. So for the lung capacity, the total lung capacity, TLC, is the total volume of air contained in the lung. So which means that the total volume of the air. Here is our TLC. For the vital capacity, VC, is the maximum air exhaled after a maximum inspiration. Where is our maximum inspiration? It's here. This is our maximum inspiration that can be exhaled. So this is our VC. So for our FRC, is the air remaining in lungs after the normal expirations. So where is our normal expiration? This is our normal expiration. Let's say here. This is the normal range, right? So normal expiration, the remaining air is here. So this is our FRC. And then for our IC, is the maximum air that can be inhaled after normal expiration. So when normal expiration is something like here. So can be inhaled. This one can be exhaled. This is inhale. So it's our IC. So now imagine in front of you have a spirometer. You inhale the air forcefully as much as you can, like this, and then exhale the air forcefully as much as you can to the spirometer. So all of the actions that you inhale and exhale the air forcefully will register to this graph. Alright? So you can see here the FEV1 is the volume of air that can be forcefully blown out in 1 second after the full inspirations. So where is the FEV1? So from this graph, 1 second is here. And the volume is 4. So here the point is our FEV1. 1 means 1 second. For the FVC, the maximum volume is something like here, right? So it's something like 5 volume and then is 3 seconds. So here is our FVC, the maximum. So in order to differentiate between the obstructive disease and also the restrictive disease, we need to use the formula, which is the ratio FEV1 over FVC times 100%. If the percentage you get is less than 80%, which means it is the obstructive disease. On the other hand, when the percentage is greater than 80%, which means the disease is restrictive disease. So like this is a normal patient. And for the obstructive, we know that it is less than 80%, which means our FEV1 is lower. So from the graph, the FEV1 is lower will be something like here. So the graph will become like this. Will become like this. The FEV1 is smaller. The restrictive, the percentage is greater than 80%, which means the FVC is lower. Alright, so when the FVC is lower, it becomes something like here. So for the third graph, for the restrictive disease, it becomes like this. Alright, so this is our restrictive, this is our obstructive, and this is our normal.
Wow, this is really eye-opening. I learned so much today. There's still a lot you don't understand yet. I still really don't understand how you did that. As a doctor, it's our basic responsibility to explain this thing to the patient. By the way, are you really okay? I suggest you to go to the hospital to have a checkup, just to be safe. Actually, I just accidentally choked while drinking water. Huh? What?